Let's start. How are
Yeah,
you doing?
I'm very good. I'm very good. How are
Excellent.
you?
Exceptionally well. Very busy creating, making things amazing. And, I think that, as I said before, Corona is the best thing that happened to those who do not care about Corona. So it's the best. To those who are not afraid, for the brave one, the one that do not eat the story of, oh, you need to be small, you need to be afraid, the one that says, Corona, look at my eyes, get shiver and run.
Yeah,
That people that makes it.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So what are we
Only
going to talk to you about? What are we going to talk?
I have some questions that I want to ask you about business first of all,
Let's do
and
it.
I also have to ask you today about transitioning. Employee model and business model, how these work together, which is better, and just the whole transition of people from employee to businesses.
Perfect. Let's go for it.
Okay. All right. Good. 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 So overall speaking, let's before we go into the depths of this conversation, in general, in terms of making money, do you prefer a specific model like an employee being an employee or being a business owner?
The truth is that it's not really important because there are billionaires that work for companies, and there are billionaires that privately are billionaires. Uh, and it's more or less 40-60. So I don't think that there is such a big difference. I think that how much money you will make has nothing to do with the business model, with what business you are in, employee, working for someone, owner. All of that thing is irrelevant. It has to do with, can you have money? The question is not, can you make money? The question is, can you have money? And it's really important to understand. It may be hard to see it, but you will have as much money as you allow yourself to have, because money you have, money you don't make. The government make money. You have money, and you will have as much as you can, and you will be surprised that 99.99999% of people on this planet cannot have money. They just cannot. They do anything in their power not to have money. And even when you show them the exact blueprint, you need to do this, you will have money. They will say yes, 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 and will do the opposite.
Okay. So can you explain more of the difference? I'm still not getting the difference. Have money and make money.
Okay, I will explain. So if people think that they need to make money, to make money is a doingness. It's something that you do, so you get money. But
Okay.
actually, you don't do things for money, because if you try to do things for money, you're the government. What you need to do is to give things of value to people
Right.
and get return for that. It can be in the form of money. Turn it into more value
Hmm.
and get even more. And if you stop that cycle, you will not have money, because the havingness is not that you have, but that there is a cycle. Now most people go like that. They do something that by mistake bring the money, and then they go and they spend the money instead of using the money to bring more money, and they broke the cycle of having money, because having money is not, I have it, I'm holding it. Having money means I got it and I send it back, and I got it and I send it back, and as long as it is an ongoing things like that, you have. And if you stop it, you spend. So
Hmm.
spending is the process of getting it away from the cycle of having. You go and you buy a nice car, you buy, I don't know, whatever you like to buy, or you take the money that you create actions, you create value, the value you give to someone else. He gives you something in return. You take that money and return it into more and more and more and more and more money. And you take small percentage to live, small percentage, and you always increase it. How do you have more money to live? This percentage stayed the same, but the volume of exchanging the money increased. So the misunderstanding, the big misunderstanding is people think that having money is something like, I have a cup. No, having money is a form of communication. And you can have communication only for as long as you communicate. So it has to go on. You don't have communication by holding words in your mouth. This is not how you have communication. You give it out and someone give it back to you, and you give it out and someone give it back to you.
Wow.
So if you don't understand that, you will never have money, because you will go into the direction of holding, and then you will have to spend, and you will think you don't know how to make money, you don't know how to create money, all kind of things. But actually, if you understand money, money is a form of communication, and the only way to have communication is by exchanging it, not by accumulating words in your mouth.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Wow, that's such an interesting way to look at it. That's really amazing.
And yes, and anyone that have a lot of money knows that. The key is turn the value, give more value, give more value, give more value, give more value. And give more value means only, you give value only if you get something back. If I give you value and you don't pay back, I didn't give value. You have to understand that people cannot ask for money back. They cannot charge a lot. They're worried about, do you have money to pay me, etc. All of that, it's total, utter, 100% nonsense. If you just give, you give, this is not having. It is another way of spending. You don't just give value, you get something back in return. And the something back in return can be a name, the something back in return can be anything, but it has to grow. If it stayed the same, there's no communication. If it stayed the same, there's no communication. It's going down. So if it's going down, you actually spending. The only time that you have communication, you have money, is when you increase the number of communication, when there is more. The moment that you start to decrease from wherever point you are actually spending money. You're not having money. And if you understand this model, if you understand the model that basically what I said that money follow the idea of it is a constant increase. Money is being created by a constant increase. Okay. Always an increase. Otherwise, you don't have money. To have money, you need a constant increase. It's not important if you go from 1 cent to 70, to $100, to $1 million. It can be 1 cent, and then 2 cents, and then 2.2, and then 2.0001, and then 2.00003, whatever. I don't care. That's a smaller number, but never. Whatever, as long as it's going up, you need a constant increase, and that, and only that, will bring you the $1 billion. And the mistake that you can make is to think that, well, I made only 2 cents. Don't worry, make the 2 cents. You know, I can tell you, I have a story. When I was young, I was in the Far East, and we climbed the Himalaya, we did all kind of things. And in one of the trek, we took a porter. Because I had, I think altogether about 70 kilo, me and Aviva, 70 or 80 kilos to carry. And in one of the trips, we took a porter. Now this guy, the small guy, have a piece of cable going here, and he put all the bags and everything on his back, no shoes. And we are with good shoes, good da. And he goes like that, he starts like that, ton, like slow. And we, you know, we are young and vibrant, and we started to walk. But he's going like ton. ton,
Mm.
ton. Every single day he got there first.
Wow.
Every single day he got before us, way before us. Why? Because he kept on going and he increased his speed slightly. He never decreased his speed. He always so ever slightly increased the speed, and every day he made it a little bit faster, but little bit, half a minute in 8 hours walk or 10 hours walk. And that the secret of the $1 billion. A slight increase that almost unintentionally bring you $1 billion, but everyone is so misunderstanding the subject of a lot of money that they think that they need to go from 0 to 100 to 1,000 to million to 5 million. And if it didn't happen in 5.5 seconds, they think it is useless. No. Constant increase, not the size of the increase, just the constant increase will make you a billionaire. And everyone and everything around will tell you, no, you're not making it, you're not making it, you're not making it. You are, because the definition of success is the sum of all validated improvement. And every time you've done one more increase, you have one more improvement, and you report to yourself that you improve. You don't say, oh, it's only 1 cent. 1 cent is an increase. End of cycle. If you can get that, you will see that you will become a billionaire, not a millionaire, a billionaire. That's what you need to do.
Awesome. Wow. And it also holds true in terms of increase in communication, for example, right? Everything. Sorry? It also applies in terms of increase of communication.
For sure. You need to increase in communication. You need to increase in everything in your life. You need to increase everything. Increase how you think, how beautiful you think you are. Increase the number of communication. Increase eventually the quality of communication. Increase ever so slightly. Don't try to go from 0 to 1 billion, because the billion will just happen if you will continuously increase. How fast it will happen, how many dead times you have in the increase. So if I increase in the last half an hour by 1 cent, then I need to go to 1.2 cents. And if I got a dead time between the 1 cent that I increase until the 1.2 cent that I increase, that how long is this dead time will define how fast are you actually going to become a billionaire. And only that is the formula of actually becoming really rich. And otherwise you will see that all you will do is you spend money, because you will get losses. And why people spend money when they don't have money? Because you for a long time you feel depleted. When you get any money, you exchange it for anything, even if you don't need it, because this thing that you now have is curing you. Because you are sick in the lack of havingness, sickness. And this is the worst sickness in the world. Is worse than drugs, is worse than cancer, even worse than corona. Because because you put on yourself a judgment of life with no resources. And life with no resources, the problem is not that you don't have a fancy car, but the problem is that when you live a life with no resources, you will have a life without spirituality. Because you cannot be hungry and spiritual at the same time. It doesn't work. People try that, they do that, they actually putting the show that it works. But if you sit with them, you will see that the general view on life is either anger or fear or disappointment or apathy, that they try to say that it's a serenity of beingness, but it's actually apathy. Because if you're in high level of spiritual condition, you can have anything you want. anything.
Wow. Wow. Nice. And in terms of business, is there some type of a business that will do better right now than other businesses?
I think that at any given moment, you need to do one of two things. And this is all about marketing, yes? Marketing, either create a want or serve a want, yes? So this is the one of the two options. You either create a want or you serve an existing want. So the business, the type of business that you should have is either business that you can create a want for it, or a business that you serve an existing want. So for example, if we take Starbucks, yeah, coffee is probably the second most ancient profession in the universe, yes? Like drinking coffee, nothing special about it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, so, but yet Starbucks made out of it something, wow, they created a want, not for the coffee, but for the atmosphere, for the experience, for I'm going to Starbucks. Do you want latte or schmate? Yes, it's coffee with milk. Come on. It's the same machine that everyone doing. Nothing is so special. And it's even, you know, it's people like Starbucks because like or don't like is a decision. It's not the coffee. It's the decision about the coffee. You like your wife when you meet her, and then you don't like her so much. She did not change. Your viewpoint on her changed. So the coffee, if it's tasty or not, has nothing to do with that. The way that Starbucks look, if it's nice or not, has nothing to do with them. It's got to do with the marketing. They design the viewpoint of a whole society that this is a wanted and needed thing. Like for a long time, the viewpoint of society was fat women are beautiful, and then it became no women are beautiful. I mean, skinny women are beautiful, and now it's I don't know, a fat woman or I don't know what, you know, like the viewpoint change. If you look at the way that you looked at the 80s, if you go to the 70s or 80s pictures that you have, and you look at that and you say, how the hell did I thought that this looks good? Like, what was I thinking?
Right.
You understand? It's just a viewpoint. You create it. So either you can create the need or you serve the need. And then the next thing is marketing, sell. The job of marketing is to sell. So because Apple have a good marketing division or section, when you go to Apple, you already bought the product. The salesman is the guy that just close or upsell. He's doing the last push. But Apple already closed you. You are an Apple client. Yes. Even if they will force you, you will not buy an Android machine because you're an Apple client. You're an Apple user.
Correct.
Because it's a viewpoint, it has been created. And if you don't understand that it has been created, you will think that you need a specific type of business or a specific idea. No, what you need is something that you want to sell, a product. And this is like 1% of the job. 99% of the job is to either create the need or to serve the need.
So where does in the create and serve that you're talking about, where does a person's passion, where does a person's love, what do they like to do come into this picture?
Your feeling, what you like, what the passion, etc., is something that you create. Let's say that you like music, okay? You really like music. So you say, well, you know, I need to have business in the music industry. I like to play guitar and I love it. I say, okay, fine, I understand, you love it. Not a problem. Now I want to tell you, I have a business that's selling chickens. Okay, it creates $10 million per day. $10 million per day for you. Will you start to like it or not?
Definitely.
You will start to like it. Why? Because it will make you so much money that this thing that you also like, that called guitar, you will have enough money to do it and to enjoy it, and a better guitar, better this, better everything.
Okay.
So like and don't like, I mean, it's okay, it's fine. If you find something in an area that you decided that you like, you need to understand, you decide that you like it, and if you cannot unlike it or like it, you are just a slave to something. I'm a slave to the guitar. So you say, well, you know, I like it, and because you say that you like it, you think that it's you or something. No, you create it, and if you want to really like it, you need to know that you created, and you can unlike it as fast as you like it, and you can like something else. Otherwise, you're just a junkie of a guitar. You're just a junkie.
Wow.
But if you can start it or stop it at will, then you will really enjoy it. Do you understand?
So the viewpoint of looking at what's needed and wanted is way more important than the inner desire that what I originally loved and originally liked to do.
But it's not what you need to understand that there's no such thing what I like. It is what I created that I like. It's all 100% considerations. It's just something that I say, yeah, I like music. Why I like music? Because I could do that easily, or it just happened to be that there was a guitar and my dad was playing and I started to play and I found that I can do that. So I like it because it's the route of least resistance. It's not the best route for me. Or maybe it is, but why not another 50 billion things? Take almost any professional musician, any professional basketball player, any professional anything, and you will see that he is good only, he's really good only if he's playing for the joy. And what does it mean to play for the joy? I don't have to play, but I play because I decide to play. And if there would be something else that I need to do, I will do it. I will do it, not a problem. I will do it.
Nice.
So basically, a person starts to do something, he becomes the effect of the thing instead of being cause of the thing. And because of that, 99.999% of the people that doing something professionally don't actually like it. They have to do it. They've done it all their life. They would like to succeed in it. They have to be right about the decision now, so they cannot do something else.
Yeah.
But the truth is that if they had a totally new blank canvas, they probably would choose 3 different things, 4 different things. They would not be locked on one thing because, okay, I can play guitar and I can play guitar very well. Excellent. So it's very limited. It's like opening a door. It's beautiful because it's an art and it's admirable and everything and everything and everything. But if that's all I can do, quite limiting. And if I have to do it because that's the only thing I like, that's the only thing I would like to do to the rest of my life, quite limiting.
Yeah. Wow.
Someone that's really successful will try to do car racing and will do some this and will do some this and will do kite surfing and will do this and will do that and will do all kind of things because he can, because he's not limited by one drug. He's not hooked on one drug.
Wow, love it. So the concept of doing one thing is what you're saying is not true. You can be involved in a lot of things at the same time.
For sure, but you need to bring one thing to a success and then another thing to a success, and you need to do this thing not because it just happened to be that you are somehow good at that or somehow you've been thrown into that direction. You have to do it. You have to create the passion for it. It's not I have a passion for it. I create the passion for it. It's not I like it. I create the like. It's not I just fell in love with that. No, I created the love with my wife and I'm recreating it every day. And if not, you fall in love and you really fall and you'll never come up.
Awesome. Wow. Okay. Awesome. Now, what about the businesses that are doing good and now want to expand, or let's talk about a solopreneur actually that's in business and wants to expand, at what point does hiring begin for them?
Okay. You can hire at any moment in time, as long that you pay the person that you hired by his results and not for his time. And you can do that as long as you have a written, organized method of training that person so he can bring a result. Listen.
Okay.
So if I start a business, I'm a new person and I'm a dentist, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So at the beginning, I do everything. I do the marketing, I do the invoicing, I do everything. I'm the receptionist, I'm the cleaning lady. Even if I'm not a lady, I'm everything. Okay. And then I decided, I need to bring about a receptionist. So I bring about a receptionist and she doesn't know what to do. Even if she has an experience, she doesn't know really what to do because experience does not mean that she knows. And she comes and she starts to be a problem for me. So I need to fix her. She costs more than she produces. She costs $2,000 per month, but she bring an income of maybe $500 per month, more income than what I brought. So up to now, I've delivered, let's say, $10,000 in my practice, and with her, I can deliver $10,500. I'm losing. So you need to create a situation where measurable, she gets paid on the increase of income, and she needs to bring at least her cost minimum times 3 times. So if she costs $2,000, she needs to bring $6,000. Why? Because she's sitting in the office. I need to use an air conditioner to cool it. She is now using an extra phone line. There is an insurance. There is this, there is that, there is that. She costs money. So she needs to produce more than her cost. And so this is on the one hand, she needs to produce, but I cannot expect her to produce if I did not train her. So you've got the one leg is hire a person that understand that willing to have the viewpoint of what he gets is based on his results. That's leg number one. Leg number two, set up a payment plan that actually reflect that he can get more and more and more based on his results. So that's the payment plan. I call it pay on production, okay? And then the next thing that you do, you make sure that you have a training plan that enable her to get paid on her result. And when you improve these three all the time, you will see that your business will grow in order of magnitude. Most of the time, business owners like the idea of taking a person that understand that he needs to be paid by his results. They're very happy to put a program of paying by result, but they never do the third leg, which is training that person to actually bring the results. And so it doesn't work. And while they like it, this system will create for them only problem. And eventually they pay per time and they pay a lot of money because still they didn't do, even if you pay per time, you still need this leg of training your people and the business will never expand. And you will become more stressful and less income, etc. Okay, let me just say hi to people that are on the chat. So everyone, hi, if you're on Instagram, you can find a link in my bio for more data. I'm doing on Sunday a webinar, totally free webinar, not easy, but totally free and totally effective. It will change your life on many levels. And in that webinar, you can join to that webinar by clicking the link in my bio. If you're on Facebook, if you are on Twitter, if you are hearing us on YouTube, or even if you just happen to see the recording, what you should do is to go to www.meirezra.com/yoga, all lowercase, and register Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. South Africa time. If you want to learn more of what I have to teach, I'm covering on all aspects of life. Follow me on Instagram. That's the one option, Meir Ezra Official. Another option, just go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, or just follow me on Facebook, or just meet me. so, so that, yeah, and just thank you for joining. I see here Bao, and I see someone, Facebook user that has no name, but hi, no name. And I see Pedro as well. Hi, Pedro. How are you? And thank you for joining. I don't see the people that are on Instagram. Unfortunately or fortunately, it's not on the Restream application. Restream is a very good application, but it hasn't. We actually logging into Instagram through a third-party application, and Instagram still don't give that ability to anyone, not only to Restream, to share the chat. Okay, what more questions?
All right. So Meir, I have the next question is about growing the business in terms of scaling the business up. Right? A lot of people are looking to scale their business up, and they're looking for different areas of their business. Now, you mentioned marketing as one of the critical components of growing a business. But in terms of the money that is generated in the business and that money being put back into the business, is there a specific ratio that has to go back versus some ratio that has to be kept in reserve and some to be spent on personal use?
Yeah, there are specific ratios, but I think that if someone will ask me how to expand a business, I will tell him two principles, okay? Principle number one, sell more and more and more and more without any regard to how your delivery department can do. You need thereafter to push your delivery department to meet the need. So sell more and more and more and more and more. Sell, 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 sell. What sells is marketing. What sell is marketing. Marketing sell. Yes, marketing sell. Don't buy this nonsense of marketing create a market awareness, branding, all of that. It's total nonsense. You're a small business, you don't need branding. Forget about branding. You don't need any of those nonsense, because you can see many people that spend a lot of money on branding. It didn't bring them 1 cent in. It brought the person that closed them on doing branding a lot.
Right.
Start, give a name, put a logo in, give to your child, 6 years old, to throw something, that's your logo. Just go, it's not important. That's not what's going to bring you money. People don't buy your branding. When you become big and so on, your branding is exceptionally important. But the first thing you need before branding is marketing. Create want and sell something. Create a want and sell something. That's number one, okay? That's the first leg. The second leg, you have to train your people. Must train your people. Must train your people. This is the bug of everyone. The bug is not really marketing. The bug is not really the delivery, because the third leg is deliver more than expected. But the bug in most businesses is you are not training your people. And even if you train your people, you don't train them properly. There is a specific method to train any person to get 100% results, not 99, 100% result in the training, and that translates immediately to an actual measurable income of any post in the organization. And the only way to bring more money, the only way to actually expand, is through training. Because marketing alone, if you don't also train them to deliver, it will fail eventually. It's good for the beginning. It's good. Market. Don't worry about how much they can deliver. Don't worry about anything. Just market. But For sure, for sure. Train them so you can deliver more than expected. And you must learn the method of training. And I have a method that I developed to train. I call it clarity, because I bring such a clarity of the material that anyone can apply it. And if you want to learn about it, if you want me to teach you this thing, you can just write me a private message on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll show you what to do. We can get into communication, and I can tell you what needs to be done. That's the 3 legs at the beginning. Most important, marketing. Immediately after that, training, and immediately after that, delivery. Why is it so important? Because any one of these things missing over a long time, or over the next year, if you will not do all those 3, you will see that you will fail. Now, at the time of crisis, everything become emphasized. In the time of crisis, everything become emphasized. So at the time of crisis, if you are afraid, you will become more afraid. If you are angry, you'll become more angry. If you are not training your people, you will train your people even less. If you are not marketing, you will market even less.
Wow.
Yet, yeah, it's really fascinating. Yet in a time of a crisis, you need to do more. In the time of crisis, you need to do more. The instinct will tell you to do less. Right now, if you have a problem in income, if you want to increase your business, that Corona will be the best thing that happened to you, you need to do more. Communicate much more. Send messages more. Yes, there will be people that will tell you, oh, unsubscribe me. Ignore. Just send more and more messages. Improve. Learn yourself how to market, because you need to train yourself how to market. Train your people so they can create more value and deliver much more value than anyone dreamed that you will deliver. Wow. You will expand. This is the 3 things you need to do, not more. This is the whole secret. Each one of them, there is books that I can give you on them, like actual books on each leg of those things. But you don't need to know all those books. The beautiful thing is, and this is also very important advice, the beautiful thing is that people think that they need more and more and more and more information. The truth is, you don't need more information, you don't need more marketing, you don't need more and more and more. You need one thing that works. One marketing program that works. Send the same marketing program. One email that works, send the same email again and again and again. You are bored with that, not the other people. One product that works, use that product, sell that product. You don't need 50,000 products. You need one thing that works. But people have this craziness that one person, 10,000 people love it, they don't hear about them because they love it. Everything is okay, they buy, da, da, da. One person say, well, you know, I think that you should change the color of your website. And they have in their mind now, they have to change the way that my website looks. And if I don't change the way for my website look, I cannot sell. And until I don't make my website look differently, I cannot sell. And my problem is my website. And they get stuck on something that they need to do. And it's nonsense because it's not the truth. It's not the truth. What sells is not your website.
Yeah.
What sells is this overall 3 things. Marketing, one message that works, not 50 messages. One message that works. Your purpose, to find which message works, which email create send the same email. Send that email again and again and again and again. You can change maybe a little bit just to make it a bit different on the subject, but the same message again and again and again and again. That email work, great. Number 2, once you do that, train your people. Train your people, train your people, train your people. And number 3, deliver much more than expected.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow, that's really, really amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Truly, truly
Hi,
amazing.
Benny. Thank you. Thank you for joining, and thank you. Yes, it is a wonderful session. It's I really like to work with Amit. He always brings very, very good questions. And I don't know if many of you know Amit, but Amit is have a whole company, Profound Solutions, and it's really profound. What it teaches is unbelievable. You do with him a marketing course. We are talking about marketing. You do with him a marketing course, you will see, you will change, you will improve. There's no question about it. So I really highly suggest to speak to him and check in if you have any questions about marketing. He is the person, he is the guy. Talk to him, he will give you unbelievable answers.
Wow, thank you, Meir. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And your webinars, your training, Meir, has helped my business and my family and me so much. It's unbelievable. The changes that have been brought about with just the amount of the way that you deliver, the content that you deliver is just totally out of this world. So I so thank you for being in my life and giving me this amazing data. This is really powerful.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. And of course, I'm excited about the next Sunday. That's the seminar that's coming up on yoga. And we've had about 3-4 sessions. And again, the information there is so different than what I've ever heard before.
Yeah.
And Sunday is going to be, again, unique. I'm pretty sure it's going to be unique.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about the Yoga Sutras. And most people think, well, but you know, they're there, they're written already, blah, blah, blah. And I said, yes, they're there, they're written, true. Read them. Now tell me what you understand. And I've done it in 1 or 2 sessions in this. And I said, okay, good, explain to me, what does it mean? What does it mean? What are they actually talking about? And for the dismay of people that are doing yoga for years and years and years and actually teaching the Yoga Sutras, I actually showed them one by one. And there was, I think, about 400 and something people on the call about, I estimate, I don't know. I estimate about 100 people doing yoga or teaching yoga for years. They realized something amazing, that they didn't actually know the Yoga Sutras, although they read them.
Wow.
But this is a big person and huge person that actually can realize that, because most people will say, no, I don't want to look because I already know the Yoga Sutra. Never mind that it doesn't bring them results in their life. But those people that were on the sessions are amazing because they could look and they can admit, you know what, actually, I actually don't know. I thought I do, but I actually don't know. I actually don't. I cannot, how do you know if you know it? I cannot explain it to a 6 years old. If you cannot explain it to a 6 years old, you don't know what you're talking about. And they were quite fascinated, and they were amazed to see that they actually don't know. And I think they were more amazed to see what are those Yoga Sutras. The Yoga Sutras is actually the blueprint of how to release the soul from the draconian claws of the physical universe.
Wow.
How to release you from pain, how to release you from effort, how to release you from force, how to get you to be you, which means to bring something out of nothing without effort at all, just by an idea. And once you realize how powerful those Yoga Sutras are, you're like, whoa, so how do I find them? Unfortunately, what we have as the Yoga Sutra today do not bring that result. So you need to rediscover them, recreate them. So I put together a method that a person can remove enough nonsense from his head. So you remove enough fake reality. Fake reality is a piece of information you are 100% sure is right, but when you use it, it doesn't bring the expected result. So when you move enough fake realities, when you open the veil, when you start to look, you discover the most amazing thing. You don't need me, you already know.
Wow.
So what I teach you is that you already know.
Yeah.
What I actually show you is the amazing thing, that you don't need more data. You need less lies. And at that moment, you realize, boom, I know. And from that moment forward, the sky is not the limit for you. Nothing is the limit for you, because you create, first of all, the limits. The first action of creation is the limitation. The first action of creation is limitation, because limitation brings you interest. The first action of creation is to define the limitation.
Wow.
What unbelievable fascinating.
Just to have a game.
Yeah, just to have a game. You need a limitation. You need a field.
Wow.
And once you understand those things, you can create any game you want. You can create any limitation you want. You can do anything.
Mm-hmm. Nice. That's so awesome, Meir. Powerful,
Yeah.
powerful information.
Thank you.
So to register for the Sunday, it's again www.meirezra.com/yoga.
Yep.
Right. I've spread that message out to my friends and my relatives, and they are some of them have already signed up, and there's a couple of days more to go. So we're going to ask people to join in for sure.
Yeah, please sign up and please share this and other promotional material. What I'm telling you, as you can see, I'm not holding back data. Any question that I'm getting, I'm giving the whole data. I'm not creating this game of, well, let me tell you one sentence and the next sentence you need to pay for it. No, I give you the whole data because I give you value because you join and you're listening to me. You're already exchanging with me. And if you want to exchange even more, if you actually want to create for yourself an expansion, you need to do the extra thing of sharing, of liking, of commenting, not so much because of me, but more because of you. Because once you do that, you discharge from yourself these extra pluses and you create a space for a new thing to come in. It's like you go into a good restaurant, if it's really give you a good service and you don't talk to anyone about it and you don't promote that restaurant, you're actually committing a sin because you wouldn't want someone else to do it to you. Sin is something that you do that you wouldn't want someone else to do to you. And if you got good value from a restaurant and you didn't promote it, good value, I mean, not I purchased a steak and they gave me steak and okay, it's okay. I'm talking about wow value. I came in, they told me a steak costs $2. They gave you the steak in $2 that they told you, but they gave you extra thing and they gave you an excellent free dessert. And the service was unbelievable. And when you asked to change the temperature of the air conditioner, there was no argument and they immediately did that. And when you asked to create for you a special drink, they did it. And yes, they charge you, but they did it exactly as you want. If you go out of this kind of restaurant and you don't go, whoa, wow, whoa, wow, wow, to all your friends, you are actually a criminal.
Wow.
Because you wouldn't want someone else to do it to you.
Right.
If someone come to your restaurant and you gave him all of these things, whoa, and then you didn't go and share the experience, you actually did something that is not okay. And it's not a marketing pitch that I'm doing to you. I'm actually giving you a piece of advice that's true for anything. If someone gave you something that created a wow for you, pay it back, pay it forward, okay? And you don't even have to pay it forward with that same person. You do it for someone else and you actually doing it for you. Yes, you have to understand that it's for you. Otherwise, you will not be able to have, because again, you take something, you're holding it like what we spoke at the beginning, and you're spending it. You don't actually creating this flow that we were talking about. So you will not have money. You will not have what you want to have. Quite fascinating.
Amazing. Wow.
Thank you.
Love it.
I think we need to end because we have an exact hour with the Instagram. And then after an hour, the Instagram doesn't like to have anything longer than an hour. So we can do another call. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Benny. Thank you, Sue, Facebook user, which I don't know who is that Facebook user, but thank you for joining. Avi Budara, amazing Avi Budara. Yes, thank you for joining. And all the people that on Instagram that I don't see, but I know you are there, and people on Facebook and on Twitter. Thank you. And most importantly, thank you, Amit, and for organizing it and for being on the show today. And thank you for Shamaya that organizing everything in the background. And also thank you for, most important, Gal, my son, that helps me with everything and creates this whole machine to work somehow. Thank you. Hey, Ahmed, hi. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Amit, thank you.